Okay, let's hop back to it. So, I had to go somewhere, but I'm back. So yeah, as I was saying, this car's good at one tire fires. For donuts. Just look at this. Just doing circles. Anyways, having too much fun right now. Let's see. I guess I would say by holding the e-brake and just giving a little throttle, kind of just gently balancing your steering, and it's kind of one of those things that you'll just get used to over time. It took me about a month to get used to driving like that, but you might be quicker, you might take longer. Not so recently have I actually gotten properly, I guess you could say properly good at using no assist, like as seen in one of my other videos. I managed to do one race with the first place on the last multiplayer session, and I managed to beat them, and I was not using assist. And I assume they were, because it's a piece of cake to be number one with steering assist. So, what else can I say? So I guess just kind of get used to trying to drift this car. You can probably just do full throttle, as I'm going to try right now. Full throttle, I don't know what I'm saying. Oh, this car's struggling right now. Third gear. Try drifting. And basically, just counter steer to prevent yourself from spinning. If the car starts spinning too much, just kind of yank the steering. Like you can just kind of keep flicking hard. Not too hard, but give your device. Because okay, so from neutral to all the way right is 90 degrees, right? So give it about 40-ish, 30-ish degrees when you're trying to correct the counters, like when you're counter steering. So see here, I'm going to turn it 30-40 degrees to correct that. That's like this car. Other cars you have to correct a lot more. But this is pretty low power car. Low power car, you know. It's pretty friendly. It's no kill you. That was pretty bad. Screw it. No one cares. I always say that. Whatever. So yeah, just get used to drifting, doing little mini drifts, or even just like kind of practice your counter steering. And then when you get more confident, do little bits of throttle, like this. See, I'll do a little bit of throttle, and then just over time, not in a rush. Maybe in like a total of a few hours. Then, not necessarily with this car, but just over time, you'll want to use more, and more throttle, so you can really become confident driving like this. And I know this is going to sound silly, but you really have to be sitting well. Like, it's not like a game that you can be playing when you're falling asleep, you're like half asleep, and you're like in bed on your side or something. No, it doesn't work like that anymore. Not with no steering assist. This is like kind of sim kind of thing. You have to be active, you have to be awake, and as I'm kind of not right now, which is why I'm not doing very good. But I'd never drive this car anyways, so. Oh yes, another thing that I will say is very useful for drifting, especially, well, not for drifting, but if you're learning to drift, I would say find a car that you can, like, if you do kind of, crap. I don't know what just happened. Is when you do start doing these mini drifts, is one, you have to watch your gears. See, I can't do it in third. Most cars I can drift in third. But I suggest that once you move on from drifting, find a car that buzzes in the rev limiter really quickly. Like you see, this car is pretty good because it just does not rev high. So it doesn't rev high. But it's pretty friendly because the rev limiter is like right there. But this other car is like the, what is it? The, let's just go see. Car that I kind of learned how to drive with no assists on. It's the drift version of this. Not the stock one, because look at that. It's like how high that is. It's silly. Drift version. It's got some good power to get used to driving it. Maybe you could try driving this first. Yeah, there's been updates with this car, so things are different from when I first started learning. But you can see that here I can just be flat out in second and spin out. No. I can be flat out in second and basically just do a ton of drifting here. Just, oh my gosh. I'm tired. And here, I'll just do a lap. You can watch. You'll see. I'll just be full throttle and just be controlling with my steering. Like here is a good section. I can keep it in second. Come on. And let it bounce off the rev limiter. This is quite a nice car for actually learning how to drift. Might be a little troublesome at first, but you have to learn throttle control, which I would say is more important than trying to just drift. Scary. Scary. And yeah, you'll spin out and stuff. You'll have to get used to that. But you'll feel like you suck at the game or something, but it's just very hard. Punch my tablet. Yeah, you need the throttle slider. It's not gonna work with the just like kind of like the brake is, or it's just tap. If you have a tap throttle, that'll be pretty tricky. That'll basically be on and off throttle, which I tend to do anyways. But you need throttle control. Like you see, watch like right here. So you can get those nice smooth drifts with throttle control, compared to like crazy steering, like where you're like constantly flicking your steering, trying to correct the vehicle. Yeah, it dipped. Try to stall on. So you just let it bounce off second. When your car starts rotating too much, you just kind of steer. Just little flicks. So, apply what you've learned, and if you have any issues or any questions, just tell me down below. I'm gonna have more videos on this, most likely, of how to drive with no assists. The all-wheel drive is a tricky matter that I'll have to show you, and don't try weight transfers or anything right now. Just get used to the basics, I would say. Or unless you're just trying to initiate the initial slide, you can just throw the weight around like that. That's actually a good tip that I have to say. My final tip is, for example, just practice here, get some good speed up, flick the car one way, flick it the other way, right here, flick it left, flick it right, and just practice, you know, kind of flinging it. Don't go too fast, because you'll hit the wall over here. And don't go too slow. And here, let me show you what snapping looks like when you overcorrect. And that'll be when the tires grip up. Maybe not. Let me see if I can get a quick snap when the tires will grip. Let's see if I can get a nice example. And the car starts snapping and just whips around like that. Or you can be cool and save it. Just do a 360. I love doing 360 because it's easy. Yeah. So make sure you have enough power and not turbo lag if you can, because I love that noise. I love revel motors. Not in neutral though, like in this car, because it revs too quickly. Like that, that's what I like. Anyways, does the Prius have a revel motor? No, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't want to hear Prius in a revel motor. So, yeah, as I said, just practice flinging the car one way, flinging it the other, and then just practice. And yeah, any questions, comments, concerns, any help that you'll need, just ask in the comments, and if I need to, if it's kind of complicated to explain, I'll just make a video. And yeah, I think that sums it up for the basics, not the detailed version, which I'll make later on. Good parking job, right? Look at that. Anyways, until next time, goodbye.